The Centennial School District is asking for help. They are asking voters to approve 2 levies this fall at the polls.
The first one's an operational question. It's an opportunity for us to go ahead and reinvest money back into our schools to bring staff back in and sustain what we also have existing right now in our schools too.
The second levy looks at needs outside the classroom.
The second question is much more of the capital piece. We're looking at, again, making investments into our buildings, particularly in 4 specific areas. One is to go ahead and close our high schools with a hallway between both buildings. We think we're probably one of the only high schools in the state of Minnesota with an outdoor hallway where 2,000 plus kids basically transition from class to class 6 periods a day. We want to make sure we can close that for safety and security reasons overall. We also have other projects such as a hockey arena, which we own at this point. It hasn't been touched since 1992. There are pieces that need to really be sort of brought up to code and up to speed overall. One particular is a refrigeration system, which costs $1.8 million to replace, and it needs to be replaced in our buildings. Our facilities, such as a fine arts facilities, a PAC, and our auditorium at the middle school, are also desperately in need of lighting and sound systems overall. And the last, probably most pertinent piece too, is the fact that our technology. We have smart boards in all of our elementary classrooms. To replace all those that are end of age at this point is $1.3 million. That would be part of this ask in the capital question as well.
The school district has reduced more than 60 full-time positions in the last 3 years. They've also cut their budgets for supplies, technology, and textbooks.
At this point, again, we've really cut everything from, again, program services to people across the board overall. Really are down to basically, if you look at the anatomy of a human body, we're down to our bones. We're cutting into the bones right now. So class size will basically uptick if we can't resolve this situation overall within our school system at this point.
In the same amount of time that they have cut 60 positions, they've cut a total of more than $5 million of spending. Over the last 9 years, they've cut more than $17 million. Instead of cutting more, they believe it's time to invest.
On a capital perspective, a building perspective, it's an investment in what we already have. We're not building anything that's elaborate, these Taj Mahals of buildings overall. We're taking money and investing back into our buildings so that they're going to be assets for us long term and that we can go ahead and maintain and keep them where they need to be so they can support our students and the needs they have moving forward in the future. And on the operational side, I think the story behind that is the fact that we've had a lot of cuts. We've cut $9.3 million in the last 5 years, $17.2 million in the last 9 years. We've balanced the budget. We've done the things we needed to do. We're at a breaking point. We need support so we can go ahead and maintain the staff we have currently and add some pieces back so we can lower class sizes and bring more support in to support our students' needs every day.
In 2015, voters in the district approved the renewal of an expiring levy, but did not approve additional operational dollars or capital technology spending.
Our history of community levies in this district is that it's tough. We know taxes are high. We know it's an investment that people have to make a decision about investing back in the schools and the value they get back for that piece overall. We think it's an enormous value that when you think about the fact that people moving to communities, one thing they're always going to ask about is going to be the value of the school district. How do they perform? Are they an important asset within the 5 communities that serve Centennial? And the answer is yes to that. We also know it has a positive impact as well about the fact of the values of homes. There's a lot of good research about that. Again, a strong school district is going to have strong home values as well.
Superintendent Dietz says that they don't like going out for levies, but since state dollars for schools haven't kept up with inflation, their options are limited. If this year's levies both pass, they say they aren't expecting to ask voters for any new dollars for at least 10 years.
Going out for levies is a lot of work, and we want to basically take that feedback we got from our community, which is, you know what, get the levies passed, don't come back out, and that's really where we're standing at this point, is that we don't need to ask for these investments. We'll take the dollars we get and make sure we live within our means at that point, which we've done all along. But this will allow us to make those investments and have that long-term funding piece in place to address those needs.
The passage of both levies would cost the owner of a $225,000 home about $33 per month.